This is the Messed Up to Setups podcast. I'm comedian Michael Halcomb, and today in the house with me, comedian Daniel Quintero. Check out his website at arribadude.com. I'm just going to keep saying as much stuff as I can in this intro. Stick around because you're going to love this.
It's all messed up, yeah. Everything's messed up. We're going from this mess up to the next setup. Everything seems so messed up, but it's just our setup.
All right, I'm Michael Halcomb, and today I got with me comedian Daniel Quintero. There we go. I think I said it right. It's so fun to say. I'm like jealous of your last name, dude.
Thanks. Halcomb's cool too.
Not as fun. Like, I need to throw a trilling R in there or some. Yes. When I lived in Hawaii, we had a Japanese neighbor, and they have trouble with the L and the R thing, right? So she would always call me Miker. Yeah, so Miker Halcomb. Yeah, there you go. You just throw the trilling R's in there. Good stuff, man. So arribadude.com is Daniel's website. We'll throw that out here at the top of the show. But this is part 2 of my chat with Daniel. If you haven't seen part 1, go check it out. And then come back and watch this one. Or go check it out after you watch this one. Doesn't really matter. But in this episode, Daniel's going to bring us a joke, and it's an original joke. And this episode's all about jokes. So, Daniel, man, tell us the joke that you want to bring.
Yeah, well, this is interesting because I'm bringing it up as well to talk about placement in my set.
Okay.
Yeah, when I started comedy, I was very big on one-liners and wordplay and just act-outs as well. But because I was focused on that, I didn't really create a narrative around those actions. They were just, I'd talk about one topic, do an act-out, or do a one-liner, move on to another topic. And so for the longest time, I would close my set with the Macarena.
Yeah, all right.
I would dance it out. I would act it out. And it would just, I had to bring it up somehow. So I brought it up in a very false premise way where you have to suspend belief that, this is real.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had an idea that I was bullied by a kid right now in my age. I was bullied by a kid because he called me a nickname that I brought up earlier in my set, which is Dairy Queen, because those are my initials.
All right.
So I said I fought him, and here's how I fought this kid. And then I would do the Macarena, be like, attack, open hand, defend. Think about the next move, get the hips ready, hip power, opponent to your left. And then I would say, that's it, thank you, I am Daniel Quintero, goodbye.
Nice.
So it got a reaction, and it was an act out, and so it gave me a little bit of confidence and comfort that I'm doing an act out in my set, so people are going to be excited anyway. Until people don't respond to an act out, and that's how you end your set. So there were moments whenever I would do it, and I would get no response. I'd be like, okay, bye. So it was just a standalone act out that, didn't really go anywhere. But you get so comfortable. That's another issue with, having a set, and, you have to always, look at it and always question, okay, is this the right order?
Right.
But it's so hard especially when I'm starting out, this is my baby. I don't want to move anything. Everything is there for a reason.
Right.
So, yeah, I had to learn to move it because I was like, it's out of the place of everything I'm talking about. It's just there for that purpose, just for me to do the act out. So then I learned how to move it to the middle of my set. And I guess I could talk about that as well.
Yeah, go ahead. What's the reaction been since doing that?
A lot better. I've been working a lot on removing a lot of false premises in my stories. And what I mean by that is I am becoming more of a storyteller about my life in my jokes. Everything that I'm doing, all the punchlines and the one-liners, are all part of the story that I'm telling about who I am. And so anytime that I do something that's completely from left field that I don't really prepare the audience for, they know it's fake, like what I'm talking about, and so they can lose their trust in me almost. And that's what I've seen.
Right.
To make this idea fit, this act out of me doing the Macarena but using fighting words with it, I had to put it into a story of a fight that I had in middle school.
Okay.
And so I have a story about that. And actually, that's another unique thing about moving the set around. Because I used to introduce a story about me fighting in middle school after I talk about my honeymoon with my wife. And I did a false premise where I say that I had to talk, the talk that every parent dreads giving. They told me, my wife had to tell me, professional wrestling is fake.
Right.
So that used to be how I talk about my fighting story. But I even moved that as well. I'm like, let me try to talk about fighting early in my set and not just use the talk as like the introduction for it.
Right.
That's been
Right.
working well now. Yeah, just like it flows better because it sounds more believable in my set.
Nice. Immediately, like, of course, I haven't heard the whole set, so I don't know
Sure.
like the full joke and the callbacks and stuff like that. But immediately, like, one of the things that comes to mind for me to punch it up, I don't know if it'd work in your set, but could you do something like, like, I'm just glad I didn't. When I was fighting this kid, I'm just glad I didn't do the floss, and then like. Like introducing some other dance or dances in there that could be
Yeah.
funny, like you could have this whole thing of like trying to maybe you were coached to fight, like you didn't have someone to your dad didn't teach you to fight, right? You learned how to fight from like Richard Simmons, like watching his workout videos, or yeah, these musical moves, right? Like yeah, so these
Yeah.
like music dance clips on TikTok or YouTube, they were like your fight tutorials, right?
Yeah.
um so like I don't know, I think there's something funny to that like you're in the middle of a fight but all your moves are like from like dance songs, like you start doing the Dougie or the Crip Walk or
Yeah.
the floss or whatever it is. That could be funny, I think.
I like that. Yeah, that'd be really great. I think what that all that movement really taught me was that I can't do an act out just for the sake of the act out. Like it has to really resolve a tension. And I think that's been the struggle that I've had a lot with my stand-up comedy is when I started, because of public speaking, I was big into performative, just being very outrageous and expressive. And it
Right.
worked with one-liners maybe, but then when I started talking about more about my life, I had to like really balance things better, including that fighting thing.
That's a good point too, just about like doing the act outs for the sake of doing an act out. I mean, kind of like, dude, when you do an act out, like, dude, you gotta like full commit,
Yeah.
right? It's all or nothing. And that, when you look at like I think the king of act outs was Chris Farley, dude.
Mm,
Like in my opinion, like nobody went as hard in the paint with act outs and like committed as much to the role in the bit as he did, in my opinion.
nice. Yeah.
You watch his sketches on Saturday Night Live and things like that. Man Down by the River is iconic for that reason,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So you've shifted the joke around from initially the fight scene was that brings up Fight Club too. Like I wonder if there's it's like something there, but you
Nice.
shifted around from like the end to the middle, and this is. Have you found that it's working better for your set?
It is, yes. I found that mainly because I don't rely on it as just the final like punch for the audience. So now I have to. When I removed it for like a few months, I was stuck on having a good ending because I was like, that used to be the cornerstone of or the foundation of how my set ends, and now I had to figure out a new way to do that. But no, now that I put it in the middle, it also makes me feel more confident because I'm like, okay, now it's just part of the story that I'm telling, so I feel better
Mm-hmm.
delivering it, and I can just commit to it better.
Right.
Yeah, but it's so
Yeah.
crazy just moving something, how it changes everything.
Yeah, I mean it does though. Like, and that's one of my tips for joke writing. Like, if you're sitting on something and it feels like there isn't flow, like it's not flowing, rearrange it. Like, just
Hmm.
start rearrange the lines or rearrange its location in a set and see what happens.
Yeah.
I think often there's payoff there.
Yeah. Also, I think
So
with the Macarena, people said it was outdated, or at least I got some feedback. They're like, "Oh wow, that's like an old song." So then when I brought it into the fighting song, because I'm talking about when I was younger in the '90s,
right.
it actually fits better because like that's when it was popular.
Right. Right. Do you get the audience involved on that? Do you get them doing it with you?
I haven't. No. That's
Yeah, I think that
a
would
good
be
idea.
good. I mean, I think they'd have fun with that. So, like, you go through the one, like two tacts. I think could work here. One, you start it, and then you interrupt yourself and say, "You guys know my move. Join me," or something like that. Or you go
Nice.
through it once, and you be like, "I just choreographed that whole thing for you, and you didn't do anything except laugh. Do it with me again, right?" And so, something like that. some way to get the audience involved on that, I think would be golden.
I love that. And that's what I've been thinking about in my set because I love to do audience participation, but I don't want it to feel hacky and like just do it
Right,
for the sake of getting a reaction. I want,
right.
but that's a great, like,
I just had a great idea. I just interrupted you. Dude,
no, you're
this
great.
would be awesome. What if you tell your story, like the fight story, and then you bring somebody from the audience up on stage and you choreograph this fight scene where you're doing the Macarena with them? That would be funny, I
Oh
think,
my
dude.
gosh, yes. Oh, actually, in Austin, they have this comedy show with improv. So we do our set for 10 minutes, and then the improv team creates a scene based on our jokes, and then they did something
Okay.
like that. So that's really great. I didn't think about incorporating it in my set.
Yeah, I think that could work well, dude.
Hmm.
By doing that, it's like everybody knows the Macarena, right?
Yeah,
Everybody knows that pretty much.
yeah,
And yeah, it's like I don't know why, but it's like fun for people. Like all these years later, it's fun for people.
yeah.
I also think another like thing you could do off of that is like all your greatest like fight inspirations. Yeah, have been these dancers like I think of like Michael Jackson with his pelvic thrust, or like that was his power move or something,
Yeah.
signature move. I don't know, like yeah. So that would be interesting. MC Hammer is another one that could be hilarious because he had some crazy dance moves. Vanilla Ice, because those are like 90 eras things
Yeah.
too. What if Ricky Martin, MC Hammer, and Vanilla Ice were like your fight mentors? Like
There we go.
they're like, they're like the ones that taught you like how to fight. My dad didn't teach me how to fight. Vanilla Ice, MC Hammer, and Ricky Martin did.
Yeah. I love it.
And all those things, dude. I mean, like if you go to like a major league sporting event, you're gonna hear all those songs
Yeah.
like during the event, right? And I think the people who are running the music there know that the predominant like age in the venue is like our age, like people grew up in the 90s, and
Hmm.
it's nostalgic to hear those songs.
Yes,
I think,
exactly.
I think that's what you're tapping into here with people, dude, is the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's something really there. I think you can stretch that. Again, I haven't heard the whole bit or anything like that, but I think you are tapping into some nostalgia with people here.
Yeah. That's a good. Yeah, I
So
like that. Yeah, the whole bitch
yeah,
is me about trying to get into a fight in middle school. I didn't go well, and then I say I didn't really learn how to fight. I learned how to dance, and then trying to combine that.
there you
So
go.
yeah.
I mean, what if the wording just changed slightly?
Hmm.
Like my dad didn't teach me, or whoever, my uncle,
Yeah.
nobody taught me to fight. Well, except MC Hammer and Ricky Martin, something like that. They become your like, people were watching Fight Club in the 90s. Well, these guys were my Fight Club,
Yeah.
so something along those lines. MC
Yeah.
Hammer dances are hilarious.
Yeah.
They're really funny. I think you could get some good impersonations out of that as well.
Nice. I'll take some dance lessons as a tax write-off.
Yeah. Watch, can't touch this. See the kind of moves he's doing there.
Mm.
That's good stuff, man. I appreciate the tip on the willingness to restructure a set, to explore moving things around, and I appreciate the openness to like workshopping a joke and letting me even just like chime in and offer some off the cuff thoughts. So that's fun, dude. Yeah, I
I
appreciate that.
appreciate it. Yeah, nothing
Yeah,
is ever stable in comedy, so you always got to keep moving things and testing it out, removing.
exactly. I think a piece of advice I would give the people like who are maybe looking into getting into comedy is find a person. Some people talk about a comedy buddy or a group where you can
Yeah,
often workshop your stuff. I mean, a group that'll give you critical feedback, not just like oh, that was funny, that was awesome. No, like
good
that
set.
will actually like work on a joke with you.
Yeah,
Because if it's always just like oh, that was awesome, you're gonna get up there and bomb and feel like you were lied to. So, well, sweet. Thanks for sharing that. And let's see if we can just do some jokes on the spot. This is one of my favorite things to do with other comedians. The goal here isn't to like come up with the world's greatest joke or the funniest. It's just to come up with something
Sure.
slightly funny, something something humorous, whatever. And if we don't come up with something, it's no problem. And for those of you watching, you're going to be able to see this. For those of you just listening, of course, you're just going to be able to hear this. I'm going to pull up michaelhalcomb.live and show you how to get where we're going. So if you go to my website, michaelhalcomb.live, you can subscribe there. But if you scroll down under the tab, you'll see all my socials. But down at the bottom, we have 3 links that say the Joke Writers. The first is my online joke writing course, which is about 4.5 hours of me teaching joke writing, like fundamentals and mechanics of joke writing and stuff like that. The Joke Writers Lab Facebook group is a private Facebook group where people just post jokes and other comedians will help workshop them on there. And then, did you join that today?
Yes.
Yeah. So Daniel's part of that. You can connect with him there as well. But also the Joke Writers Lab joke writing exercises. That's the important one for this episode. That's where we're going to go now. So you click that and it opens up another page. This is a different website I've built. It's just joke writing exercises. And we have all sorts of fun things here. This is where I'll often come if I need to get the juices flowing, right?
Yeah.
If I've hit like a creative wall or a block or something, I'll come here and do some of these and it'll get me going. It'll unclog the pipes, as it were, and get me going again. So I got jokes from headlines. These are all timed. Jokes from cliches, roasting, lists, fallacies, rhetoric. So we'll just start with headlines and see the way this dynamic news prompt generator that I've coded works. So you hit the generate prompt button and it's going to pull a headline from some news media source, like it's an actual headline from today. So this is something that's going on in the world, and some of these are really political. So we can just see, what we can come up with, on some of these. So I'll see what I can pull up here. Let's see. Lots of Epstein stuff going on. Yeah, let's see. I don't know. We'll roll with it, dude. Political jokes are funny sometimes. So we'll see. The headline here is a timeline of what we know about Trump and Epstein. So we could say like 2020, Epstein is arrested. 2021, Epstein dies. 2022, Ghislaine Maxwell arrested. 2025, everything deleted.
Yeah. What timeline?
What timeline? There you go. Much more succinct. Timeline? Big question mark. A timeline of what we know about Trump and Epstein. Who's Epstein?
Oh my goodness, timeline. Yeah.
A timeline of what we know.
A different definition of timeline we can look at too.
Yes.
Maybe when they were born, you could even be that extreme.
Right. 1960, Trump, whatever. He was not 60. He was 40s, 50s.
Oh, yeah, probably. What playground they played in together or something.
Okay, here we go. The impact of defunding NPR and PBS. The impact of defunding NPR and PBS.
I'm thinking as a kid, I would have felt it more. So you would have made 5-year-old Daniel really sad that he couldn't watch Arthur after school.
Right. The impact of funding NPR and PBS.
Now what am I going to use to fall asleep to?
Oh, there you go. Dude, that's really good. Now what are we going to fall asleep to? The quickest way to get rich off of liberal tears? I don't know. The impact of defunding NPR and PBS. Socialism vanishes from the United States overnight. I don't know. Just doing liberal tropes here.
Yeah, those are fun.
Those are fun.
Less acronyms to remember.
Yes. Let's see. Let's get to a different one. We'll have jokes from cliches. These are fun too. Just the random cliche generator. I hit generate cliche and we get one For example, looks like there's a new sheriff in town. And by the way, if you're watching, once you hit start writing challenge, most of you will be doing this on your own. You can just write your jokes in the box and then copy them and paste them into a Word doc or something. Nothing gets saved here. Yeah, here's one. Looks like there's a new sheriff in town. Let's see if we can come up with any jokes or puns or wordplay off of this. Here we go. Looks like there's a new sheriff in town.
It's Sharifa, Texas.
Looks like there's a new sheriff in town, and her name is not Pam Bondi. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah.
Just as ineffective as the last one.
That's a great joke, dude. In related news, there's a new donut shop in town as well. Looks like there's a new sheriff in town.
Now we have 2 sheriffs.
Yes, good stuff. Let's go. Some of these are wild. Golly, where do you draw the line? We'll do that. See if we can get anything out of this. Where do you draw the line? Usually around the body. Where do you draw the line?
Yeah, I'm trying to think because I would color not so well, so I would draw over the line.
Where do you draw the line? Yes, from Trump to Epstein.
Oh yeah.
There is no line. Where do you draw the line?
Draw the line.
I think there's some fishing related too, like reeling a line.
I'm trying to think. Or like a boundary line for a country. Right. Depends on the winner, I guess.
Or as Russia would say, where do you erase the line?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Let's see. We'll flow through a bunch of them like here, so we'll just see what we get. If you play your cards right,
you'll get an Uno, like you're playing a different game of cards.
If you play your cards right, let's go to another one. Man, shut your cake hole. Tail wagging the dog. No, I don't want to do that. I bet my bottom dollar. That's an interesting one. I bet my bottom dollar.
That's the one that smells the most. I don't know.
That's good stuff. On a good footing.
A literal foot. I'm trying to think of that.
On a good footing, said the one-legged lady.
Yeah, there we go.
On a good footing.
Let's see.
We'll move on. Talking behind his back.
Oh yes. Yeah, that's a great skill to have. You can do that.
Talking behind his back, my wife's superpower.
There we go.
Not kidding. I'm joking. My wife's great.
No,
Talking behind her back.
He's saying, "Help me." I don't know. My back hurts.
Yeah. Talking about. Let's try another. That's fun. Any of these seem particularly interesting to you?
Yeah, rhetoric. We talk philosophy, so.
Oh yeah, rhetoric. Let's do that. Fallacy 2. We got that. Whoa. All right. So the way this one works is it pulls those headlines again, but then it pairs the headline with a rhetorical device. And the goal is to try to use the rhetorical device to make a joke related to the headlines. This is a little more intricate. So it takes a minute for this to load sometimes after you click the generate headline and device button. There you go. So crazy headline, man tries to escape jail by using peanut butter. And the rhetorical device is a uniton, which is extreme hyperbole to the point of impossibility. For example, when pigs fly.
Most of my early jokes.
So,
like that.
Yeah, our goal is to use a uniton to try to make a joke off the crazy headline, which is almost a uniton itself. Man tries to escape jail by using peanut butter. Yeah, so I don't know. It's easier just to make puns off of this, but so I don't know. I'll click start and we'll see if we can make some jokes. Whether you don't have to use a uniton, but if you can, you try it. So
let's see. He almost made it, but he bought not the chunky peanut butter.
Right. He got stuck between the bars.
He was captured and was toast.
Nice. Man tries to escape jail by using peanut butter. He got out in a jiff.
All the other prisoners were gelling.
I don't know.
Goodness. Okay.
Florida man claims he was possessed when robbing a bank. So the rhetorical device here is assonance. It's a repetition of vowel sounds. The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain. Something like that. So there we go. Florida man claims he was possessed when robbing a bank.
Wow. A robber robbed by, I was trying to think like another name. That person possessing him. Oh my goodness. That's a fun one. He was possessed when robbing a bank? Well, why didn't he rob it if he had possessed all that money? I don't know. Let's see.
Right. Um, yeah, so Rob's bank or something like that, trying to use that's
Yeah,
kind of like the
Rob.
same word.
Yeah, Robert robbed rubies.
Yeah, I was thinking too, like so it says he was possessed when robbing a bank.
Yeah,
He's creating a lot of hate and I don't know, something like that, trying to keep the rhyming going with the vowel sound.
yeah.
Eight.
Satan salivating on savers.
Right. Yeah, so this is wild, right? And
Yeah, I love it.
it forces you to like just really dial into what you're doing and reminds you that like there are devices that you literally can use to create humor.
Mm-hmm.
Zebma, using one word in two different senses. Example, he broke her heart and her vase.
Oh yeah, I like
Yeah, yeah, so that's fun to do. Let's go to the fallacies. These are
that.
kind
Okay.
of fun too.
Oh yeah.
Very similar. You generate the headline and fallacy. So here you see like the logical fallacy of circular argument. This must be A because everyone says B. So the headline is Harvard and Trump head to court. The government piles on the pressure. So the joke would be something like this must be blank because everyone says blank, right?
Mhm. Like he's
So
accusing them
that's
of not agreeing with him, something like that.
right. Yeah, as
Yeah.
Harvard and Trump head to court, the government piles on the pressure. This
They're
must
saying.
be good for higher education because, as everyone knows, higher
Yeah.
education is blank. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. Trump University. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, yeah, dude, that's good. Yes, this must be good because by the end, Harvard will be named Trump University or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is cool. Yeah, that's what he wants to. That's why he's going to court, right?
Right. So let's see what else we can do here. This is like a way to build your joke writing muscles, like build your
Yeah.
chop, strengthen your chops a little bit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Let's see. Serious pollution incidents by water companies up 60%. So here's an ad hom. Why they can't even be
Mm-hmm.
some structure like that.
Nice. I'm going back to the circular. That water is the pollutant.
Right.
Water
Yes.
itself.
Yes. Why
Hmm.
believe why believe the water company? They can't even blank. Why believe? Yeah, this is tough. This is a challenge. Serious pollution incidents by water companies up 60%.
It'd be funny to like change their name to a pollutant, like a little play on their name. But I got to think of a water company right now.
So like Dow, why believe Dow when we should call them Down River? I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah. Or
What's it?
pout.
So
They put the pout.
Aquafina is a water company that I can think of. Um,
Yeah, Aquafina.
Aquafina, more like Aqua Stinka. Aquafina, more like Aquafina. Yeah, what's another water bottle company like that? Aquafina?
Sani, like you said.
Yeah, Dasani. That's an interesting one. Dasani, more like.
Dishonesty. Dishonesty.
Yes, yes, dude, brilliant. Serious pollution incidents by water companies up 60%. Dasani, more like dishonesty. Yes,
Yeah, there we
dude,
go.
brilliant. Yes, good stuff, dude.
Fun.
This is really fun, man. Thanks for playing along on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
It's
is
a cool
good
system.
stuff, dude. Yeah, and this is free out there for anybody to use at any time. You can access this by just going to my website, michaelhalcomb.live, and the link's right there. Lots of fun activities or exercises here. Yeah,
Mhm.
if you are watching or just listening, once we end this, head over to Arriba Dude. There's two R's in that. Arribadude.com. And check out Daniel's website here. You can see his EPK, his upcoming events, and a nice headshot there. You can also follow on socials, Insta, Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. And if he's in your area at some point, you can, go see him. And after you've done that, head over to my place on the internet, michaelhalcomb.live. I do a daily comedy blog there usually. I write a lot in relation to comedic theory, humor theory, performing, and all this stuff. But all the podcast links are on there as well. You can follow me on social. And yeah, man. So Daniel, thanks for coming on, dude. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, and to everybody out there watching or listening, thank you for supporting the podcast, Messed Up the Setups. And follow the other podcast I do, the other comedy podcast, which is the Pro Laugh podcast. Obvious play on pro-life. We're trying to start the pro-laugh movement, dude, where we're finding laughter and everything instead of raging over it. So, yeah, so check that podcast out as well. But we're going to stop here, friends, and say we hope that helps.
It's all messed up, yeah. Everything's messed up. We're going from this mess up to the next setup. Everything seems so messed up, but it's just our setup.